War, you cleaned out the middleweight division, and you seem like some boxing fans, you don't really get the proper respect just due. Do you think a win over Sergey will validate how great you are in boxing?
It's tough, man. You know, it's tough. Not that I don't care, you know, but I stopped trying to figure it out, man. Like, I understand the dynamics of the sport. I feel like I got a good grip on why certain things are done and said and why certain things aren't. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, God has blessed me with a talent. And first and foremost, as long as I get the sense that I'm giving him everything that I have and he's pleased, that's first and foremost. Then I got a wife and kids that my job is to get in that ring and get home to them. Then I got my team. And then you got everybody outside of that. And I understand I can't control these opinions. So I know what I've accomplished. I'm secure and I know what I did. I know what I've accomplished. And I know what I'm still trying to accomplish. So to answer the question specifically, maybe, maybe not. But whether they do or they don't, it's gonna be all right. I'm gonna be fine. No hard feelings. It's all good. I gotta, keep moving. But don't get me wrong though, sometimes we focus on what we're not getting, man, but I do get a lot of props. I get a lot of people, even though it may not always be highlighted, that are fair, objective, give me my just due, and I appreciate that. I'm not asking for nothing that I don't deserve, any athlete wants just their just due, what I've accomplished. I mean, it doesn't just happen to me, it happens to a lot of fighters. So, but that's part of the game. You want to sign up for this, you got to be able to deal with that. Mm-hmm. So I just try to deal with it the right way and, keep it moving, man, and keep working.
You were the most criticized boxer in the sport of boxing. Now you're the most talked about fighter in the sport of boxing. Is that a good feeling or is it kind of bittersweet going through what you went through in your life?
I mean, it's just interesting. It's just interesting. Tell you what, man, it makes you grow up and it teaches you a lot. Just going through it, it's lifelong lessons that I've gotten just in the last 2.5 years that I wouldn't have gotten if everything was going my way, if everybody spoke well about me. It's brought me closer to God and strengthened my faith. And what they don't realize is they make a monster out of you. Not necessarily in the public side, but in this ring. They create something. They don't realize that they're part of the process of making you who you are. And so I don't resist it no more. I don't say nothing about it unless I feel the need to. I just let them do what they do. But they put you in a situation where your back is always against the wall, and they don't understand the mindset that creates. It creates a monster. But when you get in the ring, that poor guy you fighting, he don't realize that you were never given nothing. You were never handed anything. You were never really anybody's pick, with the exception of a few. So that's a different mentality you fight. I hit him with a good punch. It means nothing, because I can't lose tonight. They won't give me a pass. They won't make an excuse for me. So I embrace it, man. And more important to me than whether they're criticizing or not, is how you respond, right? That's my challenge, is how do I respond in private and then how do I respond in public? Because those young fighters are not only watching what I'm doing in the gym, they're watching and listening to this right here. They're looking at these videos because they're going to face a lot of the things that I'm facing. When they first start out, it's going to be kumbaya. But they get midway through their career, stuff starts happening, they're going to start seeing things shift and change, unfortunately. Now you start to develop character. How you going to respond to that? So I embrace it, man. It's part of my story. It's part of, what I got to go through. I'm not the first fighter to go through it, and I certainly won't be the last. I just want to make sure that when people look back, at my career, they can see the responses. They're not always the right responses, but hopefully as a whole see it and say, man, he handled that pretty good. And I just give credit to God for that, man, and the people I have around me. I get a lot of advice from, my core circle and, my wife. I vent to her and talk to her about this stuff, but then at the end of the day, man, you got to suck it up and you got to face the cameras and you got to be able to respond the right way. Because it ain't always going to go your way. People not always going to say nice things about you. How do you respond? That's the key.
Thanks, guys. Let them get
Good.
ready.